Hey guys, welcome back to the Canadian Nerd. And in case you haven't noticed yet, this is the FrostCon episode. Now, I'm about to bust because this FrostCon was freaking amazing. It was only the first FrostCon, and despite that, they completely blew it out of the water. Amazing cosplayers, amazing guests, amazing space, amazing vendors, and amazing panels. I mean, it was altogether just a really, really great day. And if you weren't there, I strongly advise that you're there next year. But enough of me telling you about the con. How about I just show you guys some of the con? Now to begin, what we're going to do is jump into our traditional convention tour as we do on all of my convention episodes. After which we'll come back and jump into some other stuff, including some interviews, a bit of panels, some cosplayers, and there's just so much to cover. So let's do it.
I want to have a talk with Toronto Batman.
Alright, so that was the tour, and I apologize once again for the shakiness. However, that should be the very last con tour I shoot without a steady cam. So they should look like you're floating on air from here on in. But aside from that, the convention space, as I'm sure you could tell, was huge. There was a panel spot, there was a lower floor, an upper floor, a photography area, and I mean, there was just something for every mood that you might have felt over the course of that day. So if you were tired, you went and you sat down and you checked out a panel and some of the awesome things that they had going on at the panels. If you had a bit more energy, you went out and you talked to people. And if you were in limbo, you checked out some vendors and bought stuff. But how about now we start by jumping into some of the awesome cosplayers that were walking around the con. After which we'll come back, check out some of the awesome interviews I had a chance to get while I was there. After which, I'll give you guys an exclusive 5-minute excerpt from the Cosplay 101 panel, which took place at the con. And we'll also speak to Zombie Bit Me, and she is a professional cosplayer, gamer, model, and all-around an awesome person. So how about we jump in and do some of this?
This is Black Cat and Jewel coming to you from FrostCon.
Alright, well I hope you enjoyed that. Those were some of the awesome cosplayers at FrostCon for its first ever. And if you saw yourself there but would like to see your name beside yourself, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to post your name up in the video. But for now, how about we jump into some awesome interviews that we were able to capture with Dr. Stevil, one of the marketing staff at the convention, and another cosplayer that I was lucky enough to run into at the Masquerade at Fan Expo. So let's jump in and check those out. Alright guys, we're here at FrostCon with Dr. Stevil. If you've seen any of my videos before, you've seen his face before. He's at all of the conventions, so we finally got a chance to stop with him and talk to him for a moment. So Dr. Stevil, what's your involvement in all of these conventions? Why do I see you everywhere in the community?
I'm looking to recruit new members for my evil organization. And this is the best place. We've got the freaks and the geeks and juggernauts and faders and whatnot.
Fantastic. And what do you think about this convention as compared to some of the other conventions? Because I know this is a new one. It's a big, different type of space. What do you think about it?
It's not bad. I was quite surprised to see a lot of people here.
Yeah?
I'm also here to get over my fear of anime characters.
And how's that coming along?
Not so bad. It's not so bad. First they freaked me out. You know, the people with different color hairs and stuff. More so than furries. But I'm getting used to it. They're not biting or anything.
Great, great. And how did you get involved in this? I mean, did you come into this as a fan, or was this part of a business? What are you doing here?
Actually, I first came in as a fan.
Really?
I figured, you know, Dr. Stevil, it's what I do. It's the only costume I have a body for. As you can see, you know, Thor wouldn't work with this boy, even though the guns are massive.
That's a good point.
So I just went out and with my camera and I just started talking to interesting people.
Yeah.
And turns out that they were laughing, so we got it on camera and I ended up talking to more characters, attendees, than I did any celebrities, and I had more fun than ever. And you go home and you hear people going, "Oh wow, did you see Will Wheaton? Did you see?" Like, no, I was too busy talking to freaking Joker there, the guy that draws stuff, or you know, the hot chick is Elektra, or those people, you know, the female Thor, that you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Whatever.
And talking to artists like the young up-and-comers, which are more fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except for Aaron Ashton, the actor who did Jimmy Olsen. He was awesome to talk to.
Really?
A lot of the other people are like, what's it, Burt Ward? He was awesome. It's like, hi, can I have a photo with you? Yeah, sure. I like your stuff. Thank you. Click. Boom. I was hurt.
Really?
I spent hours crying in the fetal position. Robin just dissed me.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's great to see you again, and I can't wait to see you at the next convention. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, so first and foremost, what's your name?
I am Ishida Yavari. The Burlington Cosplay community as well as Ontario Cosplay community.
Awesome. And what do you do for FrostCon?
I help to promote the convention and market it.
And what personally brought you to FrostCon and the cosplay community? Are you a fan? Is it something you've been doing on your own for a while?
More of just, it's a hobby, so I thought it would be a great way to meet new people.
Fantastic. And what do you think of the con this year so far?
For its first year, it's pretty good.
Awesome.
We had a good turnout. So.
Great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Have fun. Thank you. All right, so what's your name?
My name is Mitch.
Mitch, my name is the Canadian Nerd. Great to meet you. So I've noticed, I've seen you at a couple of cons. What gets you out to these cons? Why are you such a big cosplayer?
Well, for one, it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't have to say much more than that. I mean, I like the idea of dressing up one's favorite characters. Obviously, I do, or I wouldn't be doing it.
Absolutely.
And like, I like working hard on cosplay and making it coming out good. And this is just one of them, one of many actually.
Great, and you're pretty ballsy. Like I've noticed you do masquerades. You were in the masquerade at Fan Expo. You mentioned you've done some other masquerades. What gives you the confidence to go up there and do that? I wish I could do that. I aspire to be like you.
Well, it's about putting on a show, and like I like to put on a show. For me, I like the spotlight. Instead of being in fear of going into the spotlight, I fear of missing my chance to be in the spotlight.
Hey, well said, well said. And what do you think about this con as compared to other cons?
Well, it's its first year. Honestly, I am pretty impressed with the amount of space there is.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Same here.
There's a section over here, there's a section downstairs, there's another section, there's 4 sections, there's a lot of space.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, well, thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con. Take care. Alright guys, well that was my little interview segment. I hope you enjoyed it. In regards to that, I'd like to thank Dr. Stevil for his time. He's awesome, super entertaining, and I can't wait to see him again. as well as my other 2 interviewees who were just amazing. I thank you very much for participating. But now, how about we jump into some more cosplay? And what we'll do is we'll begin by taking a 5-minute look at some of the Cosplay 101 panel that took place at FrostCon, after which we'll talk to one of the panelists, Zombie Bit Me, and find out some more about her. So let's jump in and check that out.
Props. Always prime and seal your paint for your props. Try to make your props out of durable items, and I mean, if you don't try later on if it breaks the con. There are tons of expensive and cheap materials you can use that will all make really durable props. Like if you want to use cardboard, just use a lot of layers of glue to harden it, and it will be durable. If you want to use something like Wonderflex or Warbla, then those are going to cost you upwards of around maybe $100, but they're pretty much thermoplastic, so they're as durable as it gets when it comes to making material.
If you're using Wonderflex, because it heats up with heat, make sure you gesso it or a ton before painting, because it will melt in the sun and it will fall apart.
Craft foam is also your best friend in the case of props. It's not that, well, the thin stuff from the Michaels is not that durable, but if you coat it and seal it and do it properly, it will be fairly sturdy. Yeah, Curry's is cheaper for that stuff too, and you can get the thick foam board sheets from
The dollar store.
the dollar store has them.
Those are pretty much foam that are standard between 2 layers of like crystal board, and they're rigid.
You have to sand that though, so wear a mask when you sand that stuff because it's bad. But it works very well. Okay, so hygiene. Hygiene is extremely important when you're cosplaying, because stench is nasty. Once again, it's preventable. It's the unwritten rule that if the con's more than 1 day long, you should take at least 1 shower for a 2-day con, or 2 showers for a 4-day con, or 2 showers for a 3-day con. Always shower the night before the con. Bring deodorant. Oh my god, seriously. Yeah, so that's all I have.
Actually, something about deodorant and things and sweat in general. If you go to Shoppers Drug Mart or like any drugstore, in the fashion tape section, you get like the outside tape for your skin. There's also things called like armpit guards. You should put those on your costume because it will protect the fabric and from like sweat stains. Because over time, sweat stains do damage in the yellow fabric over time. You don't really want that to happen to your precious costume. So I mean, totally invest in some of those. They're not that expensive. Of course, something that you really like. Yeah. Paint liner, yes. Pretty much anything that you can stick on that will absorb the sweat. Keep your costume protected. Okay, so to wrap up, before we move on to things to do after the costume, do's and don'ts. Want to go rush through that?
Okay, so here's some basic do's and don'ts. Do choose a character that you love. Don't choose a costume that's too difficult for your skill level. Yeah, know about your character, know who they are and what they do, and don't choose something that you have no idea what it's from just because like your boyfriend or your girlfriend's cosplaying it or it's popular or something. Like, make sure you know what you're doing. Choose a character without limiting yourself to gender, race, or size, but choose a character don't choose a character that looks absolutely nothing like you, because that never really turns out right. Do use finishing techniques to complete your cosplay. Don't apply these techniques sloppily. Once again, with the wigs, biggest pet peeve ever. Do bring an emergency kit with you. Don't forget about things like proper footwear, costume size, weapons rules, costume weight and thickness, and hygiene. And finally, don't forget to have fun, because that's what you're here for, right? Once your hard work pays off and you look amazing, enjoy the con, take lots of pictures, enter the masquerade, do a photo shoot, and have fun in your cosplay.
Oh wait, just something I remember very quickly for the ladies, or anyone wearing really, really high-heeled shoes that hurt. You can get insoles that will help ease the pain and make it much more comfortable, especially if you wear them for like 10 hours straight. So That I just remembered, I wear them now, so there's a good tip for you guys.
Those are great. Also, if you have new shoes, wear them around the house and break them in. It'll make your con experience more fun, so you're not miserable at the con.
Don't feel bad if you bring flats with you and you have to change, because I bring flats with me all the time if I'm wearing high heels, and yeah, definitely, those fast ones that fold up in your purse are perfect for that kind of thing.
No, we're going to go into the next section. Unless we're going to move on to photo shoots and marketing, so do people have anything to add not related?
Well, yeah, I'll add something else.
People who...
Alright, hey guys, we're at FrostCon with Zombie Bit Me, aka Chantal. So why don't you tell our viewers a bit more about what you do?
I am a professional cosplayer. I dress up as characters I love and come here and be awesome with everybody else.
Awesome. So I have an interesting question. I noticed you're part of the video gaming panel that's coming up next. What's your involvement in video games outside of cosplay?
I'm a huge gamer. Xbox all the way.
Really?
Yeah. And so I do a lot of characters from video games. I play a lot of video games.
Awesome.
I have good experience.
Awesome. That's great to hear. So I noticed that you were at the Toy Con. At the Burlington Toy Con, I believe like 2 cons ago in November. So what do you think about this con as compared to that one? That one was a bit weirdly shaped, and I remember it was hard to get around. What do you think about this?
I really like the layout of this, and it's a lot more open than the Burlington Toy Con. However, they had me coming again as a guest in March, so I can't wait to see their layout then, because I don't know if it's in the same place or not.
Okay. And now as far as some of the costumes that you have sort of on your site, what are some of your favorite costumes, so I can sort of show the viewers as we're talking?
My favorite costumes are my Skyrim Dova Cake and also Felicia from Darkstalkers.
Awesome. And if my viewers want to know anything more about you, where can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me at www.zombiebit.me.
Awesome, and that'll be posted below, guys. Thanks. Thank you. Alright guys, well that's it for the cosplay portion of this episode and the episode in its entirety. I'd like to thank Zombie Bit Me for taking the time to talk to me, as well as all of the other cosplayers. And if you'd like to know more about them, whom are Lovina Yavari, Alex Rose, and others, then you may absolutely check their links below. And please support them, because I find it's very important to support everybody in our community. I would very much like to thank Cosplay for a Cure. They are always amazing, and I was lucky enough to run into them again and support the Cure by buying another photo, which you're probably taking a look at right now. So thank you once again, Cosplay for a Cure, and I can't wait to see you guys at another event. Also, please remember to stick around for part 2 of this episode, where I'll be taking you guys inside the entirety of the Gaming 101 panel, which took place at FrostCon in the afternoon. The panelists there were the Rogue, which if you're familiar with Halo, you're familiar with the Rogue, Zombie Bit Me, who is a big gamer, as well as Lovina Yavari, who is also a big gamer. So stick around for that one, which should be up in the next day or 2. And until then, peace, à la prochaine, and I'll see you later.